NSFW, people who have surgically transitioned into another sex. What was the most surprising thing you discovered about your new parts? I've only had top surgery, but there's still numb parts on my chest on the incisions even a year after. Also, I opted not to get nipple grafts, but I still have like phantom nip sensations. Nerves take a while to update. Had abdominal surgery as a kid, and I had a numb spot on my stomach for years. And sometimes they never really come back. Had jaw surgery 10 years ago, lower right lip is still a little numb and isn't the same anymore. I am not going to get my nipples transplanted when I have chest surgery either. But Phantom Nip Sensations is a great band name, or at least an album title. Do you not keep your nipples? You have to pay extra for nipples, and they're not always worth it because of that. A lot of guys opt for nipple tattoos. I know this is a serious matter, but you have to pay extra for nipples us to be the funniest thing I have read today. It's hilarious and kind of ridiculous. I have to pay extra for nipples. What the F? Lol. I am a cisgender female and had a breast reduction 4 or 5 years ago. It takes years to stop feeling the numbness. This year is the first year they don't feel weird and numb when touched. It takes a long time for nerves to repair themselves. It will go away though, that I can promise you. As someone who is mostly through phalloplasty, waiting on testicular and erectile implants, although you have to have a lot of discussions as there are so many options and configurations in what is done/isn't done. The biggest surprise was the feeling of peeing with my penis for a while, as the urethra was made from arm skin, and it's a weird, indescribable feeling. It's like feeling water running along skin, and yet not at the same time. Your body eventually learns to adjust and go, oh, this is urethra now, and you stop feeling it in the same way. Yo, that's wild. Can I ask how long the various stages take? Like probably at least a few months in between to heal up, right? I haven't gotten nearly that far, but am trying to figure out how I would possibly take that time off of work. Your mileage will likely vary depending on where you're based, and how the surgeon does it. I'm in the UK, and for the arm donor site, it's typically 3 stages. I've had 2 stages and 3 extra ops due to complications. It's been over 4 years already and likely still a way off. Minimum healing time for another stage is 3 months, but it's usually down to surgeon wait lists, which are about 14 months plus at the moment. I took off roughly stage 1, 12 weeks, issues. Repair 1, 2 days. Stage 2, 10 weeks, issues. Repair 2, 2 days. Repair 3, 4 weeks. With HRT, female to male, your lower department starts to grow. I knew that, but didn't know it would go so fast. So one day I was in the shower, looked down, and actually genuinely startled. What's that between my legs? I got used to it fast though. I rather like it now. With top surgery, I clearly remember looking in the bathroom mirror and noticing how different my build looked without the boobage. Somehow my shoulders seemed broader. Speaking as a cis dude with naturally broad shoulders, it's really all you need. If you haven't already, try wearing a 3/4 length Henley shirt to maximize the effect. As a gay cis dude, this right here. Nice shoulders, muscular arms, and a 3/4 sleeve that hits it just right. It's like sexy stockings, but for men. As a bi guy, nearly everything hits just right. As a cis lady who is into dudes, please wear a Henley. All dudes, please wear Henley shirts. I recently gained a decent bit of weight from meds and started finally filling my shirts out. I put on a Henley and was like, hot damn, I need to get me some more of these. Or baseball tees. From a cis lady who likes dudes. It's probably not just the lack of boobage. Start boxing. It's good exercise, and you get broader shoulders in no time, not to mention the look of someone who can handle himself. So I'm asking this as a dumb cis man with no knowledge here, but what grew? You need surgery to get a penis put in, right? What am I misunderstanding here? I wouldn't say that's a dumb question. It's not exactly common knowledge. Your clitoris grows if you take testosterone. For an actual penis, you do need surgery. I won't get into how they construct that, though I do know, but I'm afraid it's far from a working one. If it comes to bottom surgery, male to female is easier than the other way around. But HRT, hormone replacement treatment, does the most in terms of transitioning. Your voice, jawline and fat distribution changes, you get more muscle buildup, and of course, your clitoris starts to grow. If it's okay, may I ask a serious question? Does it become much larger? As in, does it grow to the point of an average penis? I don't mean an erection though. I'm not quite sure how to phrase my question, but hopefully it was understandable. Of course, you may ask. How much it grows depends from person to person, but it does grow quite a bit. Mine is about half a finger long and just as thick. It won't hang like a penis or get as big, but you do have something like foreskin, and the tip really resembles an actual penis. But then again, some guys have enough growth to have actual penetrative sex with it. A friend is FTM transgender. He communicated not surprise, but relief, after he didn't have to have periods anymore. That checks out. Periods suck. My son is trans and his dysphoria began centered around his internal stuff. His hysterectomy made a huge difference, and the period stopping I think was the big thing, well, that and the lessening the war of hormones. 5 months until his top surgery. Having reassignment doesn't seem to be a pressing concern of his, but he may revisit that later. I just want him happy. Why can't all the parents be awesome like you? Your kids' parents will be. My generation wasn't exposed to many positive openly LGBT people unless you found yourself in certain professions or social groups. The Reagan years really messed things up. I had a neighbor friend at my first apartment that was MTF, and she was a complete badass. Fully passing, but wanted you to know she made herself, hormones only, surgery was not covered in any way. I was 20 with a baby and she taught me more about how to adult and be safe than anyone. I was ignorant of so many things. After that I just gravitated to the community. I'm straight as a board, but they didn't care. They knew I was vulnerable like they were, and I had a cute baby. It is getting so much better. My son has been on T so long now, he is a scruffy, stinky dude in every way I can see. I don't even think about him being trans and don't really bring it up in casual conversation. Occasionally someone will find out and ask me a bunch of questions, which makes me so happy, even when it's obvious they aren't thrilled with the thought. I get to show them my female presenting son at junior prom in a gown and my son in a tux at his senior prom. They can't do that. Not me, but my GF. It was a long, and sometimes scary transition with bottom surgery, but she is so happy now. It's like night and day. I've never been bothered by what equipment my partner packs, so I was a little leery about surgery when she said she was going to go through with it. It seemed like a big risk that at the time I felt like may not be worth it. After all, I thought she was beautiful in every inch of her body. But her bottom dysphoria was so bad. And I only now realize just how terrible it was for her post-surgery. She's so happy. So happy. She seems more alive in herself than ever before. I love her dearly and I'm so glad she can live as herself. Surgery isn't necessary for everyone, and that's fine. But for those who have bad dysphoria, it is absolutely life-changing. And this is coming from someone on the outside. Edit, this really blew up, that's kind of crazy. I want to add that I think it's honestly really sad to hear so many people commend me for something that should just be common decency. I wasn't looking for praise at all for myself. The fact that people are delighted to hear me being supportive of something that ultimately makes my partner feel like her best self is very sad. I hope more people will find the empathy and understanding in your lives, and I wish all of you the best. Oh my, you sound like a wonderful partner. I'm really glad for your girlfriend that she has someone so loving, compassionate, and empathetic by her side. All the best to the both of you. I had sex reassignment surgery, vaginoplasty, 3 years ago, and there was a lot I was surprised about. On a positive note, I was surprised about how great it feels. I knew I really wanted surgery, but part of me was afraid I would regret it. As a trans person, you get a lot of people telling you surgery is mutilation and that it will ruin your life. But I have been so much happier with my body ever since. It's really improved my confidence a lot, and it has made sex much better and less upsetting. On a grosser note, queefing. I had never heard about it, and the first time it happened to me I had no idea what it was. Like a dog who gets scared by their own farts, smiley face, but in human form. Edit. I both love and hate that my most upvoted comment is about queefs lol. Queefs are just funny. It happens, just laugh about it and move on. If you don't want to answer, you don't have to by all means. I've always been curious about people who get surgery to have a vagina. Do they give you a G-spot? A cervix? A clit? All the above? I know they invert the penis and make it into a vagina, but do they move the prostate to the vaginal cavity? I just think it's amazing they can give people vaginas and give it full functionality. I'm just intrigued on how they do it. No problem. Usually, vaginoplasty does give you a G-spot and a clit, but not a cervix. The clit is just made out of the head of the penis, so it works basically the same way. Instead of having a cervix, the vagina just ends. They make the vaginal cavity by inverting the shaft, and it goes behind the prostate. They usually don't remove the prostate. So does penetration then stimulate the prostate just by rubbing against it through the inside of the vagina? I'm not sure about that. Penetration can definitely provide pleasure, but I don't know if that's because of the prostate or the sensitive parts of the penis that are used. That is so cool. I'm glad it improved your confidence. It's awesome in this day and age we can help people with dysphoria by giving those brand new genitalia ong. I'm a cis woman who grew up in a conservative area and also had no idea what queefing was until it happened to me. I was sure I was dying. I'm nearing the 2-year mark myself. As far as I know, I have yet to queef. Don't worry, your queef is coming any day now. Christmas is right around the corner. Queefmas time. Mike Tyson. What happened and who then informed you it was normal? Glad you are happier with yourself. Nothing special, just happened during sex and my partner told me it's fairly common. Thanks. Genuine question, is there a chance you can have a prolapse? Not sure if I'm using the correct terminology, but is everything dead set attached internally? What about lubrication? To paraphrase, how does this all work? Prolapse is a risk during surgery, but after healing, not really. You are supposed to dilate semi-frequently. You insert a plastic rod into the vagina and leave it there for like 30 minutes, to prevent any issues. Right after surgery you do this every day, but once you've healed a lot you can do it more like once every week or two. As for lubrication, most trans women generally need lube during sex. There is a bit of self-lubrication but usually not enough. Very interesting, thank you. Vaginas sort of self-clean, do you need to clean yours manually? I hope this is not too intrusive and feel free to not answer if it is. You need to clean the inside with a douche bag for the first couple months of healing to prevent infection. After that, the inside is pretty much self-cleaning, but you should keep an eye on it to see if it needs to be cleaned. I actually worried about this myself for a while, but this is what my surgeon and a gynecologist told me, and I haven't had any issues with it. Post-trans women have to see gynecologists because they are still at risk for many of the various vagina-related health issues cis women can get, besides cervical cancer obviously. Thank you for being so open and willing to educate people. I truly appreciate learning about your experience. And I am so sorry for all the F-heads who say stupid crap. I hope one day they will learn better. Thank you. It's all good, most people are very nice about it. Been on HRT but no surgery. I knew I'd experience clitoral growth from testosterone into a more penis-reminiscent growth. Yet did not know this included foreskin. Trans men pull back the skin and clean well. Wow, this is something I never knew I'd not think about as a question. So a post-original post-trans male would have foreskin? That's super cool and interesting. Just think, some people who got circumcision won't ever experience that, so some post-original post-males will experience something a lot of other males haven't. That's super interesting as well. It depends on the type of bottom surgery a trans man gets. This guy is talking about changes from just taking testosterone, and there are a few types of bottom surgery. Men and women all have the same parts, just rearranged differently. The foreskin would be the clitoral hood, if I'm not mistaken. I have nipples, Greg. Could you milk me? Yep. I'm pretty sure that you're right. Where are my tits then? As a fat man, I can confirm they are in the usual place. You actually have breasts, just very small ones, which is why you can get breast cancer too. It's just a lot less likely to. Chest. Oh. That makes me curious. In FTM transition, when the person also gets bottom surgery, what happens with the clit? It depends on the surgical procedure the person chooses. In Vaginoplasty, after hormonal growth, the clit itself is adjusted in order to become the penis. In this procedure, they release the clitoris from the tissue around it, and they may also use grafts to link the urethra to the penis, but not necessarily. In phalloplasty, on the other hand, a penis is constructed entirely from larger grafts, taken from the inner thigh, or torso for example, and the clitoris usually buried inside the penis, the grafts surround it. This is very summarized, and I might have gotten something wrong since I'm not a medical expert or a trans person, so anyone feel free to correct/add edit, typo. Thank you for watching. If you like our videos, please like them on YouTube. And share them with your friends. Please subscribe to be the first to know about Red Rabbit Reader's new videos. We welcome your comments below. Another of our videos will begin shortly.